Golden Eagle Stadium on the campus of Del Oro High School. Touchdown Production, celebrating 21 years of local high school sports television, is proud to present NU Miner Football. Tonight, in their second game of the 2017 SFL season, your 0-1 Nevada Union Miners visit the 0-1 Del Oro Golden Eagles. It's a homecoming night celebration for the Golden Eagles as all the SFL action is coming up right here, right now. It's your NorCal Game of the Week. The NU Miners travel to Del Oro tonight for the second game of their final SFL season before moving into the newly created Tri-County Conference next year. Tonight's opponent will be the Golden Eagles. Good evening, football fans, wherever you are across our sports network, and welcome to our 21st season of the NorCal Game of the Week. This is Marty Mortensen, the voice of Touchdown Production, and alongside of me tonight is our newest colored commentator, David Kline. Our producer and camera operator is Gilbert M. Dominguez. David, the Miners have had a rough go last week against Rockland.
Yes, they did, Marty. And you could not come back after giving up 21 unanswered points to the Thunder in the third quarter to drop to 0-1. So tonight, Owen Dalbon and the boys will try and make a statement here at Del Oro to get their first SFL win of the season.
And as for the Golden Eagles, they will be in a foul mood after last week's defeat to Granite Bay. It was the first league contest for new head coach Jeff Walters, who replaced the legendary coach Casey Taylor, as the Golden Eagles stumbled out the gate and could not score a touchdown till the fourth quarter.
That is something you cannot do against a good team like Granite Bay. So Del Oro will be looking to right the ship tonight. And one more thing, you normally schedule the homecoming game against a weaker opponent to ensure a victory. So it will be up to NU to shatter those homecoming dreams for the home crowd.
Yeah, so we have a good one here for you tonight as the Miners and the Golden Eagles battle it out for what could be their final game against each other. It's time for our first break, and when we return, we'll have the Are You Outside pregame show where we'll take a look at all the standings and then get ready for the kickoff here tonight. You're watching exclusive coverage of the NU Miner football right here on Touchdown Productions, NorCal Game of the Week. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
B&C knows the value of a good story, so make sure you have all the lighting in the house you need to read them. Then check out their selection of EGO battery-operated tools and pick up a loper and get the pruner free. And don't forget about our feathered friends. B&C carries a large selection of feeders and birdseed. Then check out their new collection of bath items. Write your story this week with the help of B&C.
Welcome back to Golden Eagle Stadium on the campus of Del Oro High School. Marty Mortensen along with David Kline. And David, let's do the old Are You Outside the pregame show here with taking first a look at the SFL standings so far this season. Yeah, and it's a really stacked conference, Marty. Folsom and Granite Bay both won their first league game of the season, both sitting at 5-0 up top. Rockland also won their first game, getting them to 4-1. Del Oro, Nevada Union, Wood Creek, and Oak Ridge. Well, Oak Ridge actually hasn't played their first league game yet, but Del Oro, Nevada Union, and Wood Creek both lost their first league game. And Del Oro sits at 3-2. Nevada sitting at 2-3, and Wood Creek sitting at 1-4 on the season. Well, let's take a look now at the really tough PVL league again this year with Colfax on top, along with Bear River at 5-0 so far in this preseason, along with Lincoln at 4-1, Placer at 4-1, Center at 2-2, and Foothill at 1-4. So that's the breakdown on the standings for both of these clubs, and Del Oro's got a little work to do, and Bear River we'll see next week against Lincoln, and that'll be an excellent ball game. Absolutely. David, why don't you bring us up to date on some of the current stats so far this season for NU and Del Oro? Yeah, well, NU sitting at 2-3 on the year, and of course, with the wing T offense, your offense is going to be based around the rushing attack. And it all starts with junior running back number 3, Dawson Fay, 99 carries on the year for 525 yards, averaging just over 100 yards per game and 6 touchdowns. And also the second leading rusher of the team, number 5, senior running back Tyler Nielsen, 238 yards off of 58 carries for 4 touchdowns. So with that, we'll wait as the teams both warm up. We'll come back and have the kickoff and the captain's out at the center of the field, and we'll be right back. You're watching exclusive coverage of NU Minor football right here on the Touchdown Productions NorCal Game of the Week. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Hey, hon, remember the guys are coming over later to watch the game.
Make a play for winning trays from Portisets. We have the perfect tray for every game and every fan. So use your app or order online today.
Make Portisets your destination.
Welcome back to Del Oro High School. We've got the start of the football game here tonight, and Nevada Union won the toss, deferred till the second half, and they'll be kicking off till Del Oro to start this game. And David, you ready for an exciting game here tonight?
I am. There's nothing much better than Friday Night Lights.
Well, let's see what happens. Doing the back to receive for, we got Hurst and Stevens for the, well, it's going to be a short kick, so we don't have to worry about them getting the ball, but it's taken on the 35-yard line and immediately tackle, run out of bounds, or signal for a fair catch, so we're ready to start. So Del Oro will have the ball on their own 34-yard line, 1st and 10, and see if we can't set the offense here for the fans, David.
Yeah, and as I mentioned in the pregame, we weren't really sure who was going to come out as a starting quarterback, but as they come onto the field, it looks like Josh Gazaniga will be the starting quarterback for the Golden Eagles tonight.
Also in the backfield is Bryce Edwards, their star running back. So a quick pass right off the bat is complete for short yardage. That was Neely. Number 5 made that catch. Let's see, they picked up about 5 yards. So right away they come out firing as Josh Gazaniga, the quarterback, has thrown a bullet right to start. So it's 2nd down and about 6.5. It's like they left early, but we'll see what happens. Another wide open play, and that looks like that went to Neely again, so he's 2 for 2 and then short of the first down, it looks like. Let's see where they spot it. Yes, it will. There'll be 3rd down and about 1. So are you surprised that they come out throwing with that big running back they've got in the backfield?
I think they're trying to throw Nevada Union a curveball. Nevada Union hasn't really been used to seeing more of a passing attack. They've mainly been used to seeing a lot of wing T running offenses, but as we can see, Del Oro really trying to throw the ball early on in this football game.
There's the handoff. Big hole opens up and into the secondary and brought down in there by number 17, Hayden Fay. And the ball carrier was their star running back, Bryce Edwards.
Yeah, Edwards with 347 yards on the season, team leading 5 touchdowns. And for a guy who's only listed at 170 pounds, he actually has a lot of power in those legs, as we saw in that last run, able to carry a couple of defenders with him to that first down.
So the I formation here with the Edwards, and it's a fumble, and he's going to fall down, and they lose about 10 yards on that play. That is a bad snap, and so Nevada Union took advantage of that, so it'll be 2nd down now and about 20.
Yeah, Gazaniga actually wasn't expecting the snap so early. He was looking over to his left-hand side maybe to check with the receiver, and all of a sudden he had the ball hit him right in the belly. And after a promising start to this drive, now Del Oro faces 2nd and very long.
Looking to pass out of the shotgun formation, going deep downfield. He's got his man. He just overthrew him. That was intended for number, is that 26?
28,
28, Matt Smart. We got dark uniforms with yellow letters. You think I'd be able to pick that up a little quicker. All right, I'll bring up 3rd down and 20. So we've got Nevada Union in a good position here. They went for the all of it last time. Let's see if they can get up and get enough for a first down or get close to it.
And you need to be smart. No penalties. Don't give them the easy first down.
So it's a quick pass on the backfield and trying to bring it up into the middle of the field, but Nevada Union will have nothing to do with that. And that looked like number 8 for that Hayden Lee was able to make that stop. So I'll bring up fourth down and about 20, and let's see, going back to receive that's number 11, Will Smith, and back to do the punting. Looks like number 6 for the Johnny Guzman, and I watched him warm up, David, and he was kicking that ball 45, 50 yards. So let's see how he does here. Good snap, no rush, setting up a return. He's going to angle for the sideline. And it's going to go out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. And let's see if Nevada Union can capitalize on that.
Yeah, the defense did the job. They were able to really keep things underneath. And luckily for Nevada Union, they were able to get a bad snap, forcing Del Oro into a third and very long. And now you're going to have to play some offense. You're going to have to score points against this team if you're going to want to compete and eventually win this game. So it'll be interesting to see how Owendale Bond and the rest of the offense comes out in this first series.
So they'll place the ball, it looks like going to be on the 23-yard line of where it went out of bounds. So the Miners will have first and 10. They've got Del Bon under center, and now it's a quick pass out into the flat, and it's completed for a first down.
And I'm sure
it looked like that was Gardner. It looked like, yes, it was.
Yeah, early on in this game, on the very first play for Nevada Union is a throw. And considering that Del Bon only completed 1 pass out of 10 attempts last week, Justin Julian really wants to get his confidence back up just in case they do need to throw the ball later on in this game. So that's good to see.
Well, he's 1 for 1. He's better than last week. There's a big rush in there, and they're coming in and making that stop. Number 25, and that is Rogers. He shot the gap from his defensive back position and got in and made that stop for a loss. So that's about a 5-yard loss, and it'll bring up second down and 15.
Yeah, and if you're Del Oro, you have to stop the run. That's going to be the first key point in stopping this Nevada Union team. If you force Nevada Union to throw it on these third, second, and longs, then it's going to be a good day for your offense.
There's a handoff up the middle, no hole, stop by the front defensive line, and in on the tackle looks like number 3 was made the stop. Birch, one of the captains for Del Oro. That'll bring up third down and long. Just a short gain on that run.
Now here we go in these obvious passing situations right here, 3rd and 13. As I mentioned previously, how effective is Owendale Bond going to be throwing the football? Is he going to be able to take shots? Is he going to be looser, I guess, with his security of the football? That's going to be the real question tonight, is how he plays when he's forced to throw the football.
Now Del Bond comes up over center. Rolling out, looking downfield, no place to go. Now he's got some running room. Now he cuts over good, and if he cuts it up to the sideline, he's going to get a first down. 13-yard pickup there, David.
Very patient in the pocket. In those kind of plays where they roll out, they only usually have 1 or 2 reads, and then either it's a throwaway or you try and look for a running lane. That's what Owen did. He got a good block from his lineman and took it 13 yards to the first down. Very good play.
Yeah, everybody went to the left. Well, that's where the passes were intended. That left the whole right side of the Del Oro defense wide open. He took it for 12 yards and a first down. There's a handoff. Big hole. That is Lofgren down the sideline, and he cuts it back in. He could go, and he's down to about the 5-yard line. And that was Fay. Dawson Fay on that over the left side. Big hole opened up.
Yeah, and Fay, the leading rusher, for this team. And that's what this team is built on, is running the football. That's what the wing T offense is based out of, is simple misdirections, counters, options. And, you know, when you're Dawson Fay, you're licking your chops and being in this kind of offense when you can get the ball 10, 15 times a game and pop that one off for a huge gain inside the red zone, inside the 10.
Well, There's a quick handoff over the left side. Doesn't go anywhere. Brought down by big number 50 for the Del Oro Eagles, and that was Fernandez. So no gain on that play. It's 2nd and goal now. Well, that's probably more yards on that one play than they got in the first half all last week.
Yeah, they gave up 21 unanswered in that third quarter. And it's been really on and off for this Miner team in the whole season. Sometimes they've had really good games like against Placer, and sometimes they've had really poor games.
There's a handoff over the left side, and coming up making a stop very nicely. Nielsen, the ball carrier. I didn't see who made that stop, but it probably saved the touchdown right there because he had some open area, but a good tackle prevented that touchdown.
Big third down right here for the Golden Eagle offense. If they can hold, once again, Dalbon and force them in a 4th down in a possible field goal situation, that would be a big win for them.
That's going to be an option pass. Looking in the end zone, wide open. Touchdown, Nevada Union. That was Hayden Fay on that one. So Dawson and Hayden put on a show down the field, and touchdown for Nevada Union. First to get on the board, took advantage of that, stopping that drive for Del Oro right at the start on their first series, and they end up scoring down the field. And it's coming in for the extra point. Let's see, they're going to do a little shift. And doing the kicking is Dalbon. Dalbon will be kicking. Nielsen will be holding. Ball's put down, kicked, and a line drive, but it looks like it is good. So right away, with 5:35 left to go in this first quarter, Nevada Union on top, 7-0. Now that's got to be a surprise, right, David?
Well, I mean, we're early on this game, but still, you'd like to see Nevada Union really pulling out all the tricks. I mean, Dennis Houlihan pulling out all the tricks. And we'll take a look at the replay as we come back from the break. You're watching exclusive NU Miners football on Touchdown Productions Game of the Week.
This week, SPD serves up rib steaks, fresh drumsticks, and pork spare ribs. As usual, the SPD butchers are at both locations to offer you tips on preparing your family meals. And with the weekly specials, you'll see real savings on fresh local produce and mini products throughout the store. So shop where your neighbors shop at SPD Markets in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
Welcome back. Nevada Union scores on their first drive on that pass to Hayden Fay, and so they go up 7-0. So they'll be kicking off here for the Miners, and that's going to go a little pooch kick again. It's going to be short, taken in there by the up man, but they cover that really nice, and they get the ball. Del Oro gets the ball out to about the 34. Well, they'll take over 1st and 10. So what do you think about that pass play, that option?
Yeah, as I mentioned before the break, I mean, Dennis Houlihan really pulling out all the tricks, going deep into that playbook for that halfback option pass. And when you see the run so much, you as a defense, you commit. And Hayden Fay was able to slip through. No one committed as they saw the run and was able to find him for the easy touchdown. Hayden Fay's first touchdown catch of the year.
All right, here's the handoff, and that goes to Hurst.
Oh, bye-bye.
Got a big hole. He's gone. Look at the speed.
Bye-bye.
He's at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Del Oro for a 70-some yard touchdown. Wow, that didn't take long. That hole opened up. David, what do you say?
That is what we call a quick reply.
Oh, man.
What are the breakaway speed from Hurst? That was incredible. Got past the second level and just turned on the jets. There wasn't a defender 10 yards close to him and just took it to the house.
195 pounds, junior, 6 foot, and he just ran away from everybody. So coming in to kick the extra point is Myers. Ball's put down, and it's kicked, and it looks like it is good. So with timeout on the field and your score 7-7, very quickly, we'll tell you that you're watching exclusive coverage of NU Minor football right here on the Touchdown Productions NorCal Game of the Week. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Are you ready to buy or sell your home or property? Placer Title's your local title and escrow company located right here in the heart of Nevada County. We combine the stability of a national insurer with all the benefits of on-site title and escrow professionals. Being voted the best title company by the union readers for the past 7 years is a true testament to our local roots and unparalleled customer service. Stop by one of our 2 convenient locations and thank you for keeping your business local.
Welcome back, and we'll be just talking about that that run there for Nevada. I mean, for the Del Oro Golden Eagles. They came right back. We didn't. The NU fans didn't have enough time to just take over and feel good about that 7-0 lead on their first drive. And now look, come right back. So here comes the kickoff. Let's see if he'll kick it deep. And that back to receive. We've got Fay, and it's going to go a long kick. And it's going to go into the end zone. And Nielsen couldn't catch it before it went in, so the ball will be brought back out to the 20 as Will Myers kicks that ball right into the end zone.
And that's got to be really deflating, especially for this NU offense. You work really hard, get down to that red zone, break off a big play to score a touchdown. The very next offensive play for Del Oro, they go take it to the house 65 yards for a touchdown.
Wow, I didn't have a chance to really take in that big score that they had, and now the game's all tied up again with 5:21 left to go in this first quarter. Wow, they just stunned the Nevada Union crowd with that. Big turnout here tonight, a very balmy evening for the second week of fall. So here come the Miners. Back to pass, Del Bon down the sideline, and there's a little face guarding right there. Number 2 as Hurst. He didn't look back at all as to cover that pass and just face guarded the receiver, Hayden Fay.
Yeah, I'm not sure Hurst was expecting that ball to be thrown all the way out there on just a simple streak, a little fade, and was not able to turn around and find that football, get a little face guarding, and it's going to be a holding.
So they pick up 15 yards on that play, moves the ball out to the 45, their own 45. It'll be first down. So once again, a nice break for the Miners. Quick handoff over the left side, goes nowhere. And that was Dawson Fay, the ball carrier, and brought down in there by, looked like number 8 Stevens for Del Oro. Did pick up a couple of yards. Faden comes out all the way to the right. There's an option play and almost thrown it away, and Del Oro right on top of it. And coming up is Birch, one of the captains for Del Oro, makes a good stop for a loss.
Yeah, Del Bon waited until the very last second to throw that ball and pitching that back, and it was almost a little off target. It would have been the live ball, and Del Oro could have pounced on that, but Fay was able to grab that ball and at least get a chunk of that yards back, get back to the original line of scrimmage, make it 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, it was kind of an errant pitch and made a good save on it. So that'll bring up 3rd down and just a little over 10 yards. Rolling out, big pass rush. He's still got a roll. Now he tries to take it up, but goes nowhere. Runs into his own man. That was for a loss of about 3 more yards. That'll bring up 4th down and about, let's say 13. So they'll be punting. He had no place to go on that one.
Yeah, the play just broke down, and he tried to do what he did last time on a 3rd down and long, was break through up the gut and try and find some space and take it for a 1st down, but Hull closed up quickly. Good job by the Del Oro defense.
Well, big rush. It gets the kick away. Kuzman calls for a fair catch, and he catches it on the 35-yard line. That's about where they started on their last series. And you know what happened there, David?
Yeah, Hurst took it to the house and with a quick reply made it 7-7.
So 3:21 left to go here in this first quarter, all tied up at 7-7 on a very good drive by Nevada Union, then an explosive run in there by Dawson Hurst of about 65 yards for a touchdown. And he's got some great speed.
He does, and that's something that you really have to be aware of for this Del Oro offense is you have Gazzaniga who can throw the football, and you also have a couple running backs in there who can really make you pay.
So shotgun formation. There's the handoff over the right side, looking for some running room, doesn't have it, and brought down in there by Houlihan on a good tackle. He picked up about 3. Well, let's say 4 now. 2nd down and 6. So after that first series that had that bad snap for Del Oro, they're starting to move the ball with some authority here, David. There's a handoff once again, and he gets close to the first down. I think he's got it. That was Edwards, the ball carrier. Yeah, so they're going to signal first down. So 1st and 10 for Del Oro as they're on the move again. Shotgun formation with the trailing back way deep. And that is Edwards again, but he only picks up maybe a yard and a half. Dropped in there, it looked like the offensive line was in on that tackle for that good stop, maybe a yard gain. Two receivers out here to the left, 2 backs in the backfield. In motion is Neely looking to pass. Good pass rush, throws it downfield. It could be intercepted, and it is. Picked off in there by, that was Will Smith. Cut that route right in front of the receiver. The ball was underthrown a little bit, David.
It was underthrown, and Gazzaniga took a very long time to get that ball out. He should have thrown it immediately, but he tried to evade a defender. And given that time, Will Smith was able to shift his coverage over and intercept that ball. Very easy for Will Smith. Really bad mistake for Gazzaniga.
Now the Miners will stop that drive. They take over on the 28-yard line, it looks like. 29-yard line on their own side of the field, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Miners. Dalbon hands off, trying to go up the middle, no place to go. Brought down in there by Hurst for Del Oro. Well, he picked up, and it didn't look like he picked up that many yards, but he picked up 3 yards, so it'll be 2nd down and 7. Second and 7 for the Miners. It looks like he's thrown for a loss. Sacked in there by Rogers. So now that'll be about 3rd down, just a little over 5 yards to go. Let's see if they put the ball in the air here.
3rd down is going to be the key play for Nevada Union tonight. You want to see that at about maybe 40% if they're going to have a successful chance of winning this game.
On a sweep around the right side, and I don't know if he made it or not. Let's see. He was knocked out of bounds. A lot of Miners down there, but let's see if he did pick up 5.
It's going to be just short, looks like.
Just short, yeah, about a yard. I don't know if I'd want to go for it here. We'll have to see. They've been able to move the ball, except only on a couple occasions. They were thrown for a loss, but they're going to look like they might be going for it.
Yeah, and I think this, I'm not sure about this decision. It's still really early on in the game. 17 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Although Dalbon is also the punter for this team, so it'll be interesting to see if he sets up maybe in a shotgun formation, a couple steps back from where you usually set up in a shotgun formation, tries a pooch kick to try and send him back. But, well, I guess I'm wrong.
Well, they tried to get him offside. They may have jumped, but no, they got back. They didn't get in the neutral zone, and now they're going to call a timeout. So
yeah,
they had him jumping, but they didn't get into the neutral zone, and so Nevada Union's forced a timeout. And with timeout on the field, we'd like to remind you that you're watching exclusive coverage of NU Minor football right here on Touchdown Productions NorCal Game of the Week. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
With nearly 30 years of proudly serving our community, Auburn Toyota is expanding to offer more new Toyota inventory than ever before. Chances are we have the exact Toyota model you want ready for you to drive home today. With many years of combined sales experience and hundreds of new Toyota cars, trucks, 4x4s, and SUVs, now is the perfect time to buy at Auburn Toyota. Come see why for generations Foothill Toyota buyers buy from Auburn Toyota, which is why we like to say Auburn Toyota is the place where the customers come back.
Welcome back, and there's a good shot of KNCO Radio. We've got Jeff Flynn and Dan Miller calling the game from KNCO Radio. 8:30 a.m. on your dial, and they're out here in the elements with Touchdown Productions tonight. Normally they're in the booth upstairs, broadcast booth, but not tonight. So now that David, that the NU Miners will go into punt formation. Good snap, good rush, almost blocked, and it's going to be taken in there by number 6. Guzman down the right sideline, goes over a couple tackles, down the sideline, gets all the way up to the 50-yard line where he'll take go. And then there's another penalty, 2 penalties.
Yeah, that might be a late hit out of bounds. I think maybe Guzman actually stepped out of bounds, maybe took a late shot. It's going to give Del Oro 15 yards up the field.
Well, there was a lot of activity going on there, and let's see what the referees call for. Personal foul against Nevada Union, so you called it right. They're going to they're going to put 15 yards additional attack on there. Tack onto that good run back, and now that takes it all the way into Nevada Union territory. 36-yard line of the Nevada Union Miners. And here's a quick handoff over, cuts to the outside. He's got a blocker down the sideline, good speed. And once again, that is Hurst puts on that extra burst of speed down that sideline, and the Miners were able to come over and make that stop. And that was Houlihan that forced him out of bounds, but that could have been another 6.
Yeah, Hurst once again just breaking that edge following his blockers as we head to the end of the first quarter. And I mean, Del Oro is just going to be pounding the football, and we're going to hear Hurst's name a lot tonight.
So with timeout on the field as we end the first quarter tied at 7-7, we'd like to remind you that you're watching exclusive coverage of NU Minor football right here on TouchdownProductions.com. NorCal Game of the Week. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
B&C knows the value of a good story, so make sure you have all the lighting in the house you need to read them. Then check out their selection of EGO battery-operated tools and pick up a loper and get the pruner free. And don't forget about our feathered friends. B&C carries a large selection of feeders and birdseed. Then check out their new collection of bath items. Write your story this week with the help of B&C.
Welcome back to Oro High School. Marty Mortensen along with David Kline, and we've seen quite an exciting first quarter here, David.
Yeah, and you really marching the ball on that first offensive drive and coming out with a really tricky halfback pass to find the touchdown, and the immediate answer by Del Oro with Hurst breaking off a 65-yard touchdown run to tie the score.
So here we start the second quarter, and the Del Oro Golden Eagles are down. Looks like that's about the 6-yard line. Is that what it looks like to you?
Yeah, and Carson Jarrett, the backup quarterback, into the game now.
I see that. Let's see what he can do. And he's going to hand it off up the middle, but the Miners are right on top of that, and no gain. That was making that stop was number 33 for the Morales for the Miners.
And Marty, that's the storyline we've been talking about going into this game is what's the quarterback play going to be like? How much are we going to see of Gazzaniga? How much are we going to see of Jarrett? Are they going to play, is Jarrett going to play the second and fourth quarter? Is Gazzaniga going to play the first and the third? I'm not sure how that quarterback carousel is really going to work out, but I mean, Gazzaniga throwing that pick early on, and maybe the lease is super short for Gazzaniga.
Well, and we also Jarrett is still in there here. Maybe they're going to alternate quarters. See what he can do. He's going to hand it off again, trying to sweep to the outside. Got some blockers, but he's going to come up short. Maybe got inside the 5-yard line. And making that stop in there was Houlihan. That'll be third down, and where's that ball spotted? On the
looks around. It's on the 8-yard line.
8-yard line.
Yeah, and Houlihan is on the defensive side for the Miners. Is a guy we're obviously going to hear a lot of tonight. Leading tackler for the defensive side of the football. 32 solo tackles, averaging about 10 tackles per game. And I'm really surprised that in the second quarter we're hearing his name for the first time.
So we got a third down. They can still get a first down without scoring a touchdown. Let's see what the plan is here. From probably a pass. They got two receivers out to the left. Quick pass, turnaround, and it's caught, but NU covers that up very quickly. And that was Hayden Fay on that stop of that quick pass. They did pick up some yardage, but they're going to be fourth down and about 5 yards to go, and they may be kicking a field goal here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's what it looks like they're going to do. I mean, get those easy points, just work hard defensively, get that ball back, and you're going to get more opportunities inside the red zone. I'm sure of that.
So that, once again, is Will Myers doing the kicking, trying for this. Oh, nice kick, and that looks like it's going to be no good. So NU holds. Wow, that looked like a good snap and a good kick, but I guess he pushed it off to the right. So Miners hold here with timeout on the field with 9:53 left to go in this second quarter. We still have a 7-7 ball game, and it looks like the Miners will be taking over deep in their own territory, David.
Yeah, actually, it looks like they're going to push this ball out to the 20-yard line.
Oh, that's right, because, they were all way back in the end zone.
Yeah.
They figured it wasn't coming out. I fell to that to that one, so now it'll come out to the 20-yard line. Let's see if the Miners can put something together after they stop them. They've got three backs in the backfield for the first time tonight, and it's going to be a handoff to the second back through over the left side, and nothing doing, as coming up and making that stop was Birch.
Yeah, besides that big run that Dawson Fay had earlier in the first quarter, the holes haven't been there for him in this offensive line. And as I mentioned, Del Oro trying to get Nevada Union into those third and longs, trying to force Del Bon to make plays himself instead of letting his halfbacks do it for him.
And there's a keeper by Del Bon, and he's going to be running to the outside, but it's slammed down for a loss there. He's knocked out of bounds about the 19-yard line. Let's see, they're going to say he stepped out at the 21, so only a loss of a couple. So that'll bring up third down and long.
Once again, we keep on hearing that third down and long. This Miner team needs to convert some of these third down and longs if they're going to have any chance of winning this football game.
Now, you don't want to have to punt from this deep in your own territory. So here come the Miners. Looking to pass, and it's going to be, and they're going to throw a flag? No, they're not. That was Hurst came over. He kind of pushed a little pushing match on Fay, and no flag, and so it'll be 4th down and long, and Nevada Union will be forced to kick.
Yeah, and those are some of the plays that we've been seeing time and time again on those 3rd down longs is Dalbon just kind of throwing it up to grabs for his receiver. Hayden Fay's a big guy, 6'2", 175 pounds, got a couple inches on his defensive back. But that needs to be a better throwing ball. He's giving his receiver a chance. Fay had to actually come back to the inside of the field to try and make the play and was not able to do so.
Looks like they're going to, Del Oro's going to get good field position. They got a big pass rush on, and they get it away. Good kick. And a fair catch is called in there by Stevens, and he will fair catch it, and the ball will be placed on about their own 48-yard line, where they'll take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, and on that punt, actually, Dalbon hesitated because there was a couple edge rushers who got through, and if Dalbon didn't hesitate, that punt would have been blocked.
Right.
So it was actually really smart by Dalbon to hesitate for a second, fake out the edge rusher, and then get the punt off. So setting up midfield position for Del Oro.
Still in good position for Del Oro there, as they will start their drive and on their own 48-yard line. And there's the handoff to Edwards. A big hole, gets down almost 10 yards, maybe picked up a 1st down. And Carson Jarrett is still your quarterback. He came into the 2nd quarter, so maybe they'll be alternating their quarterbacks here in this game in each quarter.
Yeah, both of them have the same amount of touchdown passes, 5 on the year. So kind of alternating back and forth.
So, a fumble, and I think Jarrett got it back. No, the Nevada Union signaled they got it, but we'll have to see what the referees say. Big pile up, and coming up with it, it looks like, yeah, he caught his, I thought he got his own, Garrett just didn't make the handoff to the back going up into the middle, and it just kind of fumbled, but he was able to recover it.
And actually coming back now is Gazaniga, but on those options, when you have those shotgun options, you need to be decisive. You're either going to hand it off or you're going to take it yourself. And there was a time lapse between Jarrett and his halfback right there, and causes the football to come out with the indecisiveness. But as I mentioned, come back into the game is Gazaniga.
So pass now out into the flat, got a receiver and goes by a couple of, and he's going down to the 5, into the, thrown out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. Wow. Guzman caught that pass and struck, and he just ran through about 4 tacklers for Nevada Union.
Yeah, Guzman, big-bodied, 6'2", 175 pounds, catching that maybe 5 yards past the line of scrimmage and breaking off a couple of tackles and stiff arm and getting Del Oro right on the goal line once again.
So it's 1st and goal now and now back into the game is Gazaniga. And there's a handoff, sweeping the left side, trying to get in. He walks into the end zone. That's Bryce Edwards. Nobody laid a hand on him.
Just great blocking by Del Oro, especially with the receivers on the outside, was able to really contain Justin Houlihan, leading tackler for the NU defense, and walking in the end zone for his 7th touchdown of the Deer is Bryce Edwards.
So now they go into their little shift here to see if they're going to go for 2 or they're going to go and kick it. See if Nevada Union's not. They're going to go for 2, and they're going to take it himself, and he's going to go right into the end zone, runs over a couple of defenders, and there's a 2-point conversion. That was Hurst for Del Oro as they pulled that shift and just took it in on his own. So with 7:10 left in this 2nd quarter, Del Oro goes up by a score of 15-7, and we'd like to remind you that you're watching exclusive coverage of NU Miner football right here on Touchdown Productions NorCal Game of the Week. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Nothing tastes better than a sandwich crafted just the way you like it. And at Port of Subs, our Master Slicer slices your sandwich fresh to order. We offer top quality meats and cheeses. Add your choice of farm fresh veggies and pile them high on our freshly baked bread. We stand by this classic approach. Why? Because it all comes down to one simple truth. Port of Subs just tastes better. Whatever you crave, prepare to fall in love.
Sliced fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
Welcome back. Marty Mortensen along with David Kline here at Del Oro Stadium, as the Del Oro Golden Eagles have just scored for the second time and a 2-point conversion, 15-7, and they'll be kicking off. Doing the kicking will be Will Myers. And let's see if they're going to go deep. He is, and it's going to be taken at about the 1. And heading up the sideline, changing arms with the ball, and he goes up to about the 30-yard line, where I think they'll spot it. 1st and 10 for the Miners. That was Nielsen running that ball back. So now the Miners will take over and see if they can move the ball here in this situation. Shotgun formation, Phil Delbon. Pass and overthrown. That was intended for Gardner. Incomplete. That'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Miners. Pass was a little bit high. Gardner unable to bring it down. Delbon over center, is inside handoff, and didn't fool anybody, and that is Nielsen, the ball carrier. Maybe he picks up, let's see, about 4 yards on the carry.
Looked like Nielsen was supposed to cut that off tackle, but last second he had to cut that back in. That hole was closed up, and really nowhere for this running game to go. They're not really getting big chunks of yards like we're used to seeing them doing.
That'll bring up 3rd down and about 5. Well, another 3rd down situation. Let's see if they can capitalize on it. There's a pitch. That's Nielsen, and boy, that goes nowhere. That's a loss of some yardage. Coming up and making that stop is Birch, and they'll be forced to punt again.
Once again, the failures on 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to move the ball on their 1st and 2nd down, and that kind of sets up that long 3rd down.
Right.
Oh, it's
And like I mentioned before, and I'm going to keep on pounding this into the ground, you're going to have to convert on these 3rd downs. You're going to have to at least get those big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down, so it's 3rd and short at least. But you go into 3rd and 5 and even longer, and you're really asking a really tough job from your offense to really convert.
Oh, big rush. Oh, they're going to throw a flag. Yeah, that was a good flop in there by Delbon. He was just hit a glancing blow, but by 2 defenders, and that'll give the ball back to Nevada Union, I believe.
And no matter what, since it is 4th and 5, even if it's running into the kicker or roughing the kicker, but running into the kicker, if they call it, would still be an automatic 1st down for the Miners.
Well, let's see what they call here. And they're going to step it off. 5 yards, but they're still going to be short.
Well, maybe the scoreboard's wrong. I read that 4th and 5 on the scoreboard.
Well, you can't give the ball up here because their last running play lost yardage, so they're going to, unless they snap it to one of the middle backs there. Now a timeout's called. Let's see. And Nevada Union called timeout. With timeout on the field and 5:40 left to go in this 1st half, Nevada Union calls timeout. The score 15-7 in favor of Del Oro, and we'll remind you that you're watching exclusive coverage of NU Minor football right here on Touchdown Productions NorCal Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
This week, SBD serves up rib steaks, fresh drumsticks, and pork spare ribs. As usual, the SPD butchers are at both locations to offer you tips on preparing your family meals. And with the weekly specials, you'll see real savings on fresh local produce and mini products throughout the store. So shop where your neighbors shop at SPD Markets in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
Welcome back to the I think it looks like, David, they were very indecisive. The coaching staff was very indecisive down there with what they were going to do. They tried to talk him into going for it. Let's see if they do.
Well, you don't call your second time out of the half to talk about doing another punt. I think they're going for this fourth down and short. It looks like 4th and 1, and they're going to go really quickly, see if they can execute.
There's a handoff, and he gets it comes through and gets a first down. Has a hole opened up over the right guard position, and that was Fay, the ball carrier. And yeah, well, they were thinking of maybe punting it, or maybe they thought all along that they were going to go for it, but that's pretty deep in their own territory. That'll bring up first down. I think right here is set the tone of this first half, David. They're going to have to score on this possession.
Yeah, with only 5:52 left to go in this football game, they want to score, and they also going to get the ball back coming out of halftime. So if they can make it a 1 point, possibly even tie the game at 15, and then get the ball back to start the second half, that would be obviously the best case scenario for Nevada Union.
So they decided it was a first down. No, now they're going to assess a penalty. I didn't see what that was all about. Did you have any idea? I missed it. There's a 15-yard penalty. Wow.
Not sure what for. We saw at the end of the play the referees were getting together. No flag was thrown.
I didn't see a flag.
I'm not sure what it could possibly be about.
Well, that's a break for Nevada Union as they'll take over on the 47-yard line now for a 1st and 10 on the Del Oro side of the field. 5:32 left to go in this first half. Now, the referees are holding up the action here. Dalbon comes up over center. Handoff, and they pitch it back to Fay. Around the left side, got some running room, and he did one tackler to beat. And coming up making that stop was Neely. Saved some big yardage on that play. They picked up maybe about 6 yards on that carry.
Yeah, Nielsen or Fay, I forgot who was getting the ball originally. So Fay got the ball in the backfield on an end around. Was about to be blown up before he pitched the ball to his brother coming up on the end around. He was able to get a good chunk of yards.
2nd and about 6. There's a handoff. That's Dawson Fay over the right side and get some short yardage. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 2. Boy, yards are tough to grind out here for the Miners with that big front line of Del Oro.
And Del Oro doing a really good job defensively. This is something that they need to take into halftime and really come out with that same defensive intensity in the second half. They're doing a good job defensively on protecting the run.
There's a pitch along the left side, but they come up quickly to stop that. That was number 55 as Mortensen. He stopped that with no gain at all. Maybe in fact, they lost a yard.
Yeah, they lost about 4 yards on that, but Mortensen was able to come off his block and you weren't able to seal the edge on that run, and that's a really disappointing thing to see when you look at this NU Minor team. When you're pushing the ball, you're getting good chunks of yards offensively, probably their 2nd best offensive drive, and now you're kind of stuck in no man's land as it looks like they're going to go for it once again, but this time a little bit longer than the last 4th down.
Passing situation here, going back to that big rush, and he's still running in trouble now. He's got a man wide open, and he can't handle it. Ball right tipped out of his hands. That was intended for Dawson Fay, and the Del Oro Golden Eagles will take over 1st and 10 on that incomplete pass on 4th down.
Yeah, Dawson wished he had Hayden's hands right there. He's one you should have caught. He's going to be gutted because he can't.
It was a little bit high.
It was a little high, but that was still easily catchable. I still think Dawson could easily come down with that, but another missed opportunity for the Miners.
Well, now, instead of the Nevada Union Miners having a chance to score to close out the half, with 3:30 left to go here in the half, there's a good possibility that the Golden Eagles could get back on the scoreboard. They come out 1st and 10. Fake handoff, going deep down the sidelines. Got his man wide open and couldn't put it. That was intended, just outstretched hands of. I can't see his number. 6 or 8. Was it Guzman?
Yeah, it was Guzman.
Okay, number 6.
And Gazzaniga, once again, we're seeing that quarterback carousel we've been seeing the entire game. Gazzaniga back into the football game at that quarterback position.
That was a nice tight spiral, but just a little bit too long. He had the safety beat on that. Oh, they were going for the bomb there, so it's 2nd down now and 10. There's a handoff to Hurst around the left side, but Nevada Union is up and keeps that held to a short gain.
And going back to the quarterback carousel we were just talking about, I mean, as a quarterback, your mentality is you want to get into a rhythm early on. Now, if you're scheduled to either come out at the end of the quarter, or if your leash is so tight where you're going to get pulled if you throw a pick or you make a bad decision, you can't get into a rhythm. You can't establish that connection with your receivers. And maybe on that long shot to Guzman, if Gazzaniga had been in the game the whole game, maybe he completes that pass.
So there's a pass right over the middle, and that is to Hurst. He breaks to the outside, got a 1st down and more down the sideline. Gets all the way up to the 40-yard line of the Miners. We'll see where he stepped out of bounds. And that'll be 1st and 10, but let's see if there's a penalty. Well, they're walking backwards. And it's going to be against Del Oro.
Might be a hold on the screen.
Yeah, you called it. The referee just gave the hold sign, and that'll take it back 10 yards, which would have been a 1st down all the way inside the 40-yard line of Nevada Union. And now they'll have to move it on back and bring up 3rd down and long. Well, the ball, it'll be 3rd down and 9.
Because I think with the penalties for holding, I think it's the spot of the foul.
Right.
And since it was in the backfield, it was initiated on the screen in front of the line of scrimmage, so I think it's going to just set up a 3rd down and 8.
So once again, they'll have a 3rd down try. 2 receivers out here to the right for Del Oro. Big pass rush coming up on a blitz, and wide open on the sideline and 1st down territory. And that looked like number 28. Was that Smart?
Yeah, I think that was Smart, but Gazzaniga showing really good poise in the pocket, facing the blitz from the Miners and really able to throw a really nice tight spiral to Smart, and a big conversion for the Golden Eagles late on the 2nd quarter.
And that is a 1st down with 2:22 left. Clock continues to run, and let's see if the Del Oro can put another score on the board. Let's see what's the call here. Is that a timeout call?
The ref's called for his time. I'm not sure what for.
Big crowd here tonight for homecoming for Del Oro. 1st and 10. Going back to pass, looking, nobody there, and now he's going to run. There's a hold, and the pass complete wide open to the 40, but I believe this is coming back all the way down the sideline. That is Neely and going into the end zone, but I think that's going to be called back.
Yeah, that is absolutely coming back. Number 74 for the Miners. Ethan Garrity was held on that, and that's an easy one. The head judge was right there, and shame because that was a nice play by Gazaniga and the Golden Eagles, but coming back and erases another big play again.
Yeah, Neely was wide open out in the flat and had nobody in front of him. Just took it down the sideline into the end zone, but we saw right away that hold, because when your quarterback starts scrambling, you know that they're going to be trying to protect him.
Mm-hmm.
And that quarterback in on that time. I think was that. I thought that was Jarrett, but I guess it wasn't.
Yeah, Gazaniga's been the guy for most of the second quarter. But once again, another big penalty that eliminates another big gain for Del Oro, and it's going to be 1st and 25. Now really backed up.
There's a pass out in the flat. Got some running room down the sideline and spins away and finally brought down in there. Let's see, that on the tackle was Will Smith. He held on for dear life. Well, they're almost back to the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be 2nd down and 12. 1:30 left to go in this first half. Quick pass right over the middle, completed. And Houlihan with the tackle, and that was Neely again. That'll stop the clock temporarily as they bring up the chains. Spot the ball, and 1:16 left in the half. Right away, the Eagles are right up to the line of scrimmage, and looks like they got a screen pass. And that goes for a couple, but that's about it. So they may have to call a timeout.
And you almost got cut with well, not even offside, but a late substitution.
Yeah, right.
He had to run from the opposite side of the line of scrimmage to come back in. Yeah, luckily, that didn't affect the defense too much.
Yeah, that was Reed Percy, and he got in there and almost made the tackle on that. He had a full head of steam coming across late into the ball game. So we got a timeout on the field, and with the score of 15-7, you're watching exclusive coverage of NU Miner football right here on Touchdown Productions, NorCal Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to buy or sell your home or property? Placer Title's your local title and escrow company located right here in the heart of Nevada County. We combine the stability of a national insurer with all the benefits of on-site title and escrow professionals. Being voted the best title company by the Union Readers for the past 7 years is a true testament to our local roots and unparalleled customer service. Stop by one of our 2 convenient locations, and thank you for keeping your business local.
We're back here with the Golden Eagles threatening. They've got 2nd down and 11. They've scored 2 touchdowns, but both of them and some big plays have been called back. So let's see if they can continue with 1 minute left to go in the first half. Back to pass, looking downfield. He's got a man, and we got a. Was there a flag?
Yeah, that was obvious.
That was pretty obvious right there, wasn't it? Down all the way inside the 9-yard line. That'll be 15 yards from and a first down from the line of scrimmage.
I'm surprised the ref took so long to throw that flag. And
I was looking also to see if that flag was coming. Referees are conferring. It definitely was a interference from what I saw.
Maybe they're deciding if it's a catchable ball, but no, it looks like they are going to call pass interference.
Yep.
That is the right call.
Now the fans from Nevada Union don't like it, but no question about it. He was being tackled.
Yeah, that was as obvious as a holding or pass interference penalty as you could get.
Yep. Okay, now they're going to take it from the line of scrimmage and mark off 15 yards. And that'll bring up first down. Let's see where they spot the ball. It looks like it'll be on just outside the 20-yard line of Nevada Union. With 54 seconds left to go here. I think Del Oro has 1 timeout left.
And they can still use the entirety of the playbook. They can run. They can show a run if they want to. They can pretty much do anything. They don't have to be forced to pass if they don't want to.
And there's a handoff to Hurst around the left side. Cuts it back in. Still on his feet. All the way on driving all the way down to about the 3-yard line. That'll be another first down. It'll stop the clock temporarily.
That is an incredible run.
Oh, man.
By Dawson Hurst. I mean, you look at the patience from the running back as he's following his blockers on that stretch handoff. And it takes so much smart from a running back to be able to be super patient, not to immediately jump at the first hole you see and really push forward and get a very great first down opportunity.
All right. There's a handoff again. If it's stopped by number 33 for, that was Morales. Now another timeout. I think that's the last one they've got with 37 seconds left to go. It's second down and goal, David, but you can throw the ball in the end zone. You can't have another running play, I don't believe, because I think you've used up all your timeouts.
Yeah, if they don't have any timeouts, then this is going to be passes from here on out. But the thing is, you don't want to take a sack in this situation, because then, especially with third down, you're going to have to spike the ball and lose a play. So you're looking for a couple shots in the end zone with these last 37 seconds. If you don't get it, kick the field goal, get the 3 points if you can. But then again, we've seen the field goal unit miss a chip shot from this range early on.
Yeah, if I was a field goal kicker after missing that first one, looked like a pretty good kick. His confidence level might not be as high as it should be.
And as a coach, you also have to factor that into your play calling.
Sure.
And fourth down, if you have a situation where you're going to go for it, or if you're going to kick the field goal, I mean, Coach Jeff Walters has to be considering possibly even going for it on fourth down if they can convert.
Well, the ball is spotted on about the 10-yard line, it looks like, from here. They've got probably 2 chances in the end zone. Let's see, there's a quick and a pass, and it's knocked down in there nicely by number 11. That's Will Smith. Came up and stopped that. That was a good pass, right on the money, but Will Smith had good coverage on that.
Yeah, Smith stuck with his receiver for every step of that play and was able to swat his hand in there and bat away the ball. And a really good defensive play now, bringing up 3rd down and 7. A really big play for the Miners defensively. If they can really stop Del Oro and force him to 4th down, big decision.
Edwards in the backfield there, looking, rolling out. And that was it caught? No, it hit the ground, so that goes incomplete. So that'll bring up 4th down. They'll have to go for a field goal. I think there's a little mix-up. On that play, I think, there.
Yeah, there was a cutback route trying to go from the receiver that Gazzaniga was trying to find, and the timing was a little bit off because the left end was able to get pressure on his blocker, force Gazzaniga to hesitate for a second, and force the incompletion. And now 4th down, as we see again, the field goal game coming on for another chip shot.
A good stand in there by Nevada Union. They had their backs against the wall. A low snap, put down, kicked, and this one looks good from here, and it's no good. Oh my goodness, they look good from here, but another missed kick, but you can't blame that on the kicker.
That was a low snap.
Right.
As a kicker, it's so tough to try and regain your focus and kick a football when it's poorly placed and not properly positioned. I do not blame that on the kicker. That is a bad snap. And once again, another missed opportunity for Del Oro on another 3 points.
Well, they just hurt themselves all completely on that drive that they had with 3 minutes left to go, and they just couldn't get it in there to score and missed the field goal again. And you're right, that was just a chip shot, but we've got 24 seconds left to go here in this first half, and that's got to be a big boost for Nevada Union.
Yeah, absolutely. They can go into the half as Owen Dalbon takes a knee and really be thankful that they're only down by 1 possession right now. And as you mentioned, they are going to get the ball in the second half, so that is a confidence booster.
Well, the clock runs out here in the half as your homecoming here at Del Oro. And the halftime score is Del Oro Golden Eagles 15, your Nevada Union Miners 7. And we'll be back for the kickoff And I'd like to remind you that you're watching exclusive coverage of NU Minor football right here on Touchdown Productions NorCal Game of the Week. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
With nearly 30 years of proudly serving our community, Auburn Toyota is expanding to offer more new Toyota inventory than ever before. Chances are we have the exact Toyota model you want, ready for you to drive home today. With many years of combined sales experience and hundreds of new Toyota cars, trucks, 4x4s, and SUVs, now is the perfect time to buy at Auburn Toyota. Come see why for generations Foothill Toyota buyers buy from Auburn Toyota, which is why we like to say Auburn Toyota is the place where the customers come back.
Welcome back after halftime, and what a outstanding performance by the Del Oro Golden Eagles marching band and the homecoming event they put on here tonight. That was the first time I've ever seen anything like that, David. How about you?
I was a little scared when the lights all of a sudden went out.
I know.
You were
I
going to the
too.
bathroom.
I had a good thing I had my phone with me. I had to use the flashlight to come on down back to my seat here. But so now Nevada Union, after that great defensive stand there in the end of the first half, we've got they'll be getting the ball here. Here comes the kickoff. And that's Myers on the kick, and it's going to go being taken in there by, did it go in the end zone? No, it didn't, but coming up the sideline, but being stopped at about the 15-yard line. That looked like that was Nielsen. He's been the kickoff returner tonight, so.
Yeah, that one probably should have went back in the end zone. Nielsen should have let that one go. He almost tried to overhead catch that, and it almost turned disastrous for a second, but.
So now the Miners will come out, and they'll have it 1st and 10, I think, on their own 15-yard line. That's what it looks like. Yes, it is. And so they've got 85 yards to go here. And it's a handoff over the right side. Gets by a couple of tacklers, but only gets a couple. And that was, once again, Nielsen. Maybe picked up a yard. They just can't get that ground game going, David.
And it comes in spurts. There are times where you get a play. And you get a good chunk of yards on first down. But there are times where you try those stretch runs and the holes just aren't there. And give credit to Del Oro's defense for plugging up those holes.
There's a handoff up the middle, but stopped immediately for no gain in there by number 8, Stevens. And Birch in on the tackle. Once again, just like you've said earlier on in this game, it's 3rd down and long. Forced to put the ball in the air, and let's see if they can pick up a first down. No pass rush, looking right over the middle, and it's going to be short and incomplete there to Hayden Fay. And so right away on 3 and out, they'll be forced to punt, and from deep in their own territory, and he'll be standing, Del Bon will be standing in the end zone for this kick. And back to receive is Guzman, and he's at the 50-yard line. Del Oro will have good field position to start this big pass rush. He gets it off, and it's going to be out of bounds at about the 40-yard line of Nevada Union. So that's going to be a tough assignment for the defense to rise up again.
That's going to be really tough. And you had so much hope coming into the second half with the stop, the couple field goal misses, and you're only going to halftime with an 8-point deficit, and just a really slow, methodical approach to this third quarter by the Miners. I'm disappointed to see. That should have been a better pass by Owen Dalbon on that 3rd down play. And honestly, probably could have been a better punt. And now Del Oro have incredible field position on the 36 of the Miners.
Well, single back in the backfield behind number 12. Quarterback has a handoff right up the middle, driving for a few yards. So that'll be 2nd down and about 7. You notice how Del Oro is grinding it out, and they can get big yards, but when they get down deep in the Nevada Union territory, Miners stall them.
Yeah.
Oh, man, got a man in motion, fakes the handoff, goes over the left side, big hole, but then coming up and making that stop was not number 33. That's Duke Morales. He's made quite a few tackles here tonight.
Yeah, Morales made a really good tackle right there specifically. I mean, it was a receiver in motion off in front of the quarterback and handing it off, and it was a really good job of wrapping him up, and because he had some lanes open to really break through, but Morales did a really good job right there.
Yeah, he didn't go with the receiver, and that broke that play up. So it's 3rd down and long, and let's see a pass out in the flats, caught, and that is Morton, and he's going to be close to the 1st down. Let's see where they're going to spot it.
I think he's going to get it.
Yeah, they're calling timeout, and they're going to move the chains. So big 3rd down conversion. That's one thing that Nevada Union just hasn't been able to do tonight.
Yeah, it's tough to win a football game when you can't convert 3rd downs on offense and you concede 3rd down conversions on defense.
So now the Eagles will have a 1st down. And rolling out is the quarterback, and he throws out in the flat, and he just overthrows his receiver. That was Guzman, number 6. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
And something we haven't mentioned going into the second half is Gazaniga coming out as the quarterback for this Del Oro offense. And I'm pretty frankly confident in saying that he's going to be the quarterback going forward. I don't think we're going to see Jarrett come in unless it's an injury, because it would be really counterproductive for Del Oro if you have to take out your starting quarterback. And once again, as I mentioned before, getting into that rhythm as a quarterback, that would be really counterproductive if they had to keep on switching, especially in the second half.
So what happened here? Well, there was a false start. And I don't know what that signal was. The old. Oh, okay, no penalty.
The PA announcer said that the play was whistled dead before it started.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Golden Eagles. The Miners have got to step up that defense again one more time. Looking. He's got a man open, and it's knocked away. And a great defensive play once again in there by Will Smith. That's his 2nd touchdown saving knockaway tonight.
Now give credit to Will Smith, but that ball by Gazaniga was also underthrown.
Yeah, right.
If he let his receiver maybe a yard in front of him, that was going to be a sure touchdown catch, but it was thrown behind him. The receiver had to shift his hands back in order to catch that ball, and Will Smith was able to get his hand in there and knock that ball away.
So that'll bring up 3rd down and long again. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't make it here. They'd go for on 4th down. Try to keep the drive alive. Big pass rush, handoff, left side, big hole, cuts it back up. He's going to go down to the 10-5 touchdown, Golden Eagles. Wow, what a run in there by Bryce Edwards. You can see why he's the leading rusher on this Eagle team. Woo!
The patience and then the breakaway speed right there. It's a cutback and a stretch run to the left-hand side. Gets about 3 yards from that and then decides to cut back to the opposite side of the field, turn on the afterburners, and walks in the end zone.
Now we'll attempt another extra point, and boy, that was quite a quick score on that 3rd down and long. Snap, put down, kick, and that one is good. So that'll make the score 22-7 in favor of Del Oro. We've got timeout on the field with 8:58 left to go in this 3rd quarter. And we'll remind you that you're watching exclusive coverage of NU Miner football right here on Touchdown Productions NorCal Game of the Week. Be back in 30 seconds.
B&C knows the value of a good story, so make sure you have all the lighting in the house you need to read them. Then check out their selection of EGO battery-operated tools and pick up a loper and get the pruner free. And don't forget about our feathered friends. B&C carries a large selection of feeders and birdseed. Then check out their new collection of bath items. Write your story this week with the help of B&C.
We're back for the kickoff. Marty Mortensen along with David Kline here as we're bringing you all this exciting Nevada Union High School football. And here's the kickoff by Myers. And it's going to go into the end zone as Dawson Fay could not handle it, and it'll bring the ball out to the 20-yard line where the Miners will start 1st and 10 and try to get a drive going, David.
Yeah, it's been tough ever since the very first possession. Now, I mean, as we mentioned last week for Nevada Union, it was 21 unanswered points, and now this week it's 22 currently unanswered for Nevada Union defensively, and they got to get something going offensively. They have to.
And they had 3 stops along the way too. The score could be really out of whack here. But here they come. Going to pass, rolling out. And he's going to runs right into a couple of Del Oro Eagle. That's number 55. Once again, we've called his number a couple times here tonight. That is Mortensen, and throws him for a big loss of about 6 yards. It'll be now 2nd down and 17 yards to go for a first down. Wow, that hurt.
Yeah, Mortensen's been doing a really good job of disrupting the offensive flow for the Miners, really able to get off his blocks and be disruptive. And that's really all you ask from your defensive lineman is be disruptive, blow up the play, and everything else will fall into place for the rest of the defense.
There's an inside handoff, and boy, they've smelled that out all night as the entire left side of the defensive line for the Eagles comes up with that stop.
And it's just been quick reactions for the Del Oro defense. I mean, these offensive plays from the wing C that Nevada Union are running are misdirection. It's deception with the motions and the runs. And that one was a quarterback sweep to the outside on the left-hand side and a handoff back on for the right-hand side. And Del Oro has been doing a great job of just reacting, finding, and pouncing on that ball.
3rd down and long. He's going to get sacked again. My, oh my, is it in the end zone? Or they give him forward progress?
Yeah, it's going to be right at the 3-yard line.
Wow. Good pass rush in there. And I think that was, once again was number 55, Mortensen. And sacked him for another loss.
A perfect defensive series from Del Oro. That's what you want to see. That is great defensive football right there.
So once again, they're going to get good field position. Standing almost in the end line is Del Bond to kick that.
Now Del Oro's getting pressure on these punts, and Del Bond's backed up to the goal line.
Almost got it again, but there's a good kick. It's going to take it for a fair catch back at about the 43-yard line where they'll take over. And once again, in good field position.
It's going to be the 2nd straight drive that Del Oro has the football in NU territory. And NU has to get a stop on this possession. If they go another touchdown, if Del Oro gets another touchdown, at this point, it might be calling it quits at that point.
Ever since that 65-yard run back in there by Hurst, right on the 2nd play of that, after the Miners had scored, that has really set the tone for this game. Well, Eagles on the attack again, and there's a handoff over the right side. Big holes, got some blockers, cutting it back inside. That is Edwards all the way on down to the 20-yard line, but it looks like there's a hold on the play. That'll bring it back.
Yeah, on that stretch run, it looks like number 8, Brody Stevenson, one of the halfbacks who's lined up out wide blocking for the play, held a Miner defender, and it's gonna be once again another big play that Del Oro had pulled back from a penalty.
And that has really saved the Miners about 4 times tonight on crucial penalties that the Eagles have made on big gains. So now that sets it up at about 1st down and 18, but that doesn't seem to bother the Eagles at all here, the way they're moving the ball on offense. Miners need to stop here. Force a punt. All right, there's a handoff. It cuts it to the out. Yeah, but I think the ball was down. Oh, the runner was down, even though the Miners came up with it.
It was.
That was Edwards on the carry, so he picks up about 8 yards on that. Well, that'll bring up 2nd down and 13. NU crowd here is calling for a big defensive stop here on 2nd down. Gazzaniga comes in with the play from the sideline. Well, let's see what they'll run here. Clock continues to run with 5:57 left to go in this 3rd quarter. Fake handoff, rolling out to his left, looking. He's got a man downfield, and it looks like another good defensive play by number 11 for the Miners, and that's Will Smith again. He has put on quite a defensive show here tonight in the secondary.
Yeah, Will Smith has done a really good job defensively, and once again, another poor throw from Gazzaniga. It's really tough rolling to your left and pulling your arm back again and trying to throw a really, really good pass at least 30 yards down the field. Overthrow his receiver, and once again setting up a big 3rd down, at least defensively for the Miners. If they can get off the field after this 3rd down 12, it'd be a big win for them.
All right, big 3rd down and about 14. Now a timeout's called. Coach didn't like the play that was sent in. So with timeout on the field with 5:45 left to go here in this 3rd quarter, score 22-7 in favor of the Golden Eagles. We'd like to remind you that you're watching exclusive coverage of NU Miner football right here on the Touchdown Productions NorCal Game of the Week. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Hey, hon, remember the guys are coming over later to watch the game.
Make a play for winning trays from Portishead. We have the perfect tray for every game and every fan. So use your app or order online today.
Make Portishead your destination.
Well, the Golden Eagles are back onto the field here after that timeout to discuss the strategy with 3rd down and about 14. And we'll see what play they decided to run this time, as the Miners could sure use a stop right here. They're going to trying to set up a screen pass, but no, now he's got a man wide open, and it's going to be short of the 1st down. That pass was completed to Birch. And there's a flag down. Let's see what the call is.
Looks like it might be against Del Oro, and either way, it's going to be a 4th down, and they might as well just decline this.
Well, the referees are discussing the options here.
Well, actually, if they decline it and set up a 4th down and shorter, Del Oro might actually go for it. They're kind of no man's land.
Yeah, right,
They're too far for a field goal. They're honestly too close to punt the ball. Maybe it wouldn't be the worst idea to accept it.
There's an illegal man downfield, and so they be a 5-yard penalty if Nevada Union accepts it. Now the referees are going to get together, and Eagles were pleading their case about who was illegally downfield.
Well, in that play, it's tough because they tried to set up another mid-screen, and the blockers are already starting to make their way downfield, but that first option for the screen pass wasn't available. Gazzaniga had to roll out to his right and find Birch, and by that time, the receivers his linemen were already downfield trying to block for the primary receiver on the screen. So in that case, I do understand how it could be an eligible receiver downfield.
Now we've got the conference with Dennis Houlihan and the umpire. Well, they'll get it together here shortly. We'll see what the first indication was. It was an illegal receiver downfield. Yeah, that's it there. And they'll march it off 5 yards, and that'll bring up 3rd down and About 18.
And that is probably the right decision, because even if they declined that penalty, it would have been 4th and about 5 and 6. And as I mentioned before, you're in no man's land.
Yeah, right.
You're too far for your field goal. You're too close to punt. They probably would have gone from a 4th down. So this, for right here in this situation, that probably is the right call. Now sending up 3rd down and 17.
Well, we'll see what happens. If it was or not, there's a fake handoff. Looking deep, and he overthrows his. Oh, right in the tip of his hands. I thought it was going to be overthrown by a big margin. Was that Guzman? That was yeah. Just overthrown. Now they'll have to punt, so a good decline of that penalty, and the Miners now have stopped them, and they'll get the ball back.
And it wasn't a good declining of the penalty, but a couple centimeters, and that could have been a really bad call
right.
declining the penalty. it's you get 20/20 hindsight with this, and
exactly.
Luckily, Gazaniga was a little bit, just centimeters off. That was right off the hands of Guzman. But once again, a big stop by the Miners, and they're going to get the ball back offensively. We need to get the ball moving offensively.
So Myers will be doing the punting. There's a good snap. Moves to the side. He kicks it end over end. And it's going to take a big bounce, but coming up with it is, oh boy, good coverage in there as Nielsen didn't have a chance. And once again, David, the Miners are pinned deep in their own territory to start this drive.
And Nielsen should have honestly let that ball bounce in the end zone. It's really tricky to catch punts like that where the ball is just vigorously spinning on the ground. And he takes that off a hop, but you need to let that ball go in the end zone. Give your offense room to work with. Now they're backed up once again inside their own 10-yard line. It's so tough to get an offense going when you have to drive down the field and get 90 yards.
Exactly right. 5:12 left to go in this third quarter as the Miners now come out on their own 10-yard line, and let's see if they can make something happen. And a handoff up the middle, but tackled by 4 Eagles, and for no gain. Well, maybe a couple of yards gain. Fay, the ball carrier. Play comes in from the sideline through Justin Houlihan, and we'll see if they can come up with a play that works. The running is just unbelievable tonight. Looking to pass, looking downfield, going to go deep. He's got a man, and a good defensive play in there. That is number 22 for the, that's Hokestra. And he had him well covered.
That's actually going to be a penalty against DeLauro, so it's going to be a first down for the Miners getting bailed out there.
Well, what was the call?
I'm not honest. I looked over and I just saw him point towards the defense and signal
well, it was a 15-yard penalty, so that ought to be. That brings it all the way out. It'll be a first down to the 25-yard line. Well, that takes them out of deep in their own territory. Roughing the passer, okay. I didn't see it. I was looking downfield with the pass. All right, there's a handoff, and that is Fay. Dawson Fay picks up some good yardage there over right guard.
That's probably been their biggest gain since Dawson Fay broke off for a 50-yard plus run in the first quarter.
Exactly right. So it'll be second down and about 8. Oh, here come the Miners. Let's see if they can put on a drive here. There's a handoff right side to Fay again, and he's going to be close to the first down, but I think he's going to be short by about a yard. That'll bring up third down and short. One thing about the Eagles front line, they seal that hole up in a hurry.
Yeah, they do, and they've been doing that the whole night. Besides, as I mentioned, that 50-yard game by Hayden Fay, Dola's defense has been stout.
Oh, going to be thrown for a loss. Good read in there by number 6, Guzman, as he just, on that short yardage, they were going to go for a pass, and a blitz in there by Johnny Guzman throws him all the way back for a loss of about 12 yards, and they'll be forced to punt again.
Yeah, and even if that was an incomplete pass, I'm sure Dennis Houlihan was going to consider going for, again, 4th and short.
Sure, exactly.
But, I mean, now in this situation, you lose 10 yards, you have to punt. And once again, another missed opportunity by the Miners.
They got a big pass rush this time, and he gets it away. Good kick, signal for a fair catch on Del Oro's own 45-yard line. And once again, Guzman has signaled a fair catch. They will take over 1st and 10 on their own 45 with 2:51 left to go in the third quarter. 22-7 in favor of Del Oro Golden Eagles. So once again, David, they just can't seem to move that ball with any great accuracy.
And in this game, the NU defense has actually played pretty solid. They haven't given up a bunch of huge plays. Like they've given up a couple, but they've kept the team in this game.
Right.
But offensively, you need to see something. You need to get points on the board. That's the only way it works in this football game.
There's a handoff up the middle over the left side, and still on his feet, still moving, and he picks up about 5 yards, maybe 6. The ball carrier is number 11. That is Edwards. He's just grinding it out now.
I mean, for a guy 175 pounds, 170 pounds, Bryce Edwards, it took 4 Miner defenders to bring him down.
Yeah, I know.
That's a lot of power for a guy that small.
Oh, boy, he's really driving those legs. And is there another penalty? Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Miners. And that'll mark off 15 yards from the end of the run. And once again, the Miners are digging themselves into a big hole here. So that'll be 1st and 10, and the ball will be spotted on the 33-yard line of the Miners. So I think that's the 3rd unsportsmanlike conduct tonight on the Miners. And that doesn't help your cause any. No,
self-inflicted wounds definitely are a catalyst of just not focusing, just being not entirely there.
So it's 1st and 10. Handoff over the right side. Big hole once again. Another flag goes down, as that'll be another 15-yard penalty. I think that'll go against Morales, I believe. Well, let's see. They're look like a lot of extracurricular activity. They're talking to.
I'm not really sure who was the culprit on that.
Let's see.
It looks like it's going to go on Del Oro.
Personal foul. And when I took a look at that, it looked like it was going to be against Morales, but that'll bring up 2nd down and about 18. There's a handoff, and boy, they came right up for that. Nice stop in there, nice read by Hayden Lee as he smelled that play out right away, and they ended up throwing that for a loss. That'll bring up 3rd down.
And that was the first time I think tonight I've really seen the Miner defense really get pressure and break off the blocks in the line of scrimmage to get the running back in the backfield for a loss. And once again, you're setting up a perfect situation for NU. 3rd and very long. You stop them here, you get the ball back, and you get another chance to try and put some points on the board.
Gazaniga back with the snap, a quick pass in the flat. He's got his receiver picked up maybe a 4 yards. That stopped in there by number 11, Will Smith, and that's going to be short of the 1st down by 11 yards, and they'll be forced to kick, it looks like. Guzman back to punt. I don't think Nevada Union is going to play it like it's not a punt. Let's see what they do here. No one's back to receive the punt. There's a kick for the sidelines, and downing it. And let's see if it goes. No, it's a touchback. They couldn't save it. So the Miners will have the ball on the their own 20-yard line for the start of their next drive with 48 seconds left to go in this third quarter, still trailing by a score of 22-7. Well, let's see if the Miners can put something together on this drive. They've had a lot of opportunities here tonight, but just have not been able to move the ball. There's a sweep around the right side, but coming up very quickly, that is Neely for the Eagles made that stop and no gain. Might have lost a couple on it.
And the holes have just been up, they've been closed just so quickly. And as the game goes by, if it keeps on trading punches back and forth and then you can't move the football, Owen Del is begging Owen to pass the ball.
So here comes Nielsen around the left.
He's going to have to pass the ball eventually. Yeah. He's going to be forced to throw the ball
side. He's going to pick up some big yardage. See if he got enough for a first down. I don't see where they're going to spot it. Now there's another flag, and that'll cost him Del Oro 15. Let's see. This game's kind of getting out of control here with 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
A lack of focuses by both teams. I mean, they're just self-inflicting wounds, and you can't give Nevada Union any chance, any kind of confidence going into this last quarter and get a drive going.
Looks like our producer, Gil Dominguez, said that there was a throwing of an elbow in there on the sideline, and that will cost them 15 yards, bring the ball all the way out to the 44-yard line of Nevada Union. So a big break there for the Miners on that sweep by Nielsen. 1st and 10. This play should end the third quarter. Quick handoff up the middle, but no place to go, maybe a yard, as the entire left side of the defensive line for the Golden Eagles stopped it, and the clock runs out here in the third quarter. As we move into the fourth quarter, we'd like to remind you that the score is 22-7, and they'll switch sides, and you're watching exclusive coverage of NU Miner football right here on Touchdown Productions NorCal Game of the Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
This week, SBD serves up rib steaks, fresh drumsticks, and pork spare ribs. As usual, the SPD butchers are at both locations to offer you tips on preparing your family meals. And with the weekly specials, you'll see real savings on fresh local produce and mini products throughout the store. So shop where your neighbors shop at SPD Markets in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
Welcome back to the start of the fourth quarter here at the Del Oro Golden Eagle Stadium, as the Miners will take over. Marty Mortensen along with David Kline saying thank you for joining us here tonight. See if they can have a drive. Rolling out the pass. Del Bon got plenty of time. He's got a man wide open in the flat. That is Delago. He's got some good speed down the sideline, and he's going to be taking it into the end zone. Touchdown with a little help from my friends as Nielsen came up and helped them on a, boy, they have some blown coverage on that.
What a play. Delago, the tight end, coming on the opposite side of the formation, leaking out to the opposite side of the field on the near side. Del Bon rolling to the opposite side of the field, finding him wide open and taking it to the house. That's what you wanted to see. Why is it taking this long for NU to come up with a play like this? That's what they need.
Well, they certainly got it, so they'll attempt the extra point here. And I think they're going to kick, or they're going to go for two. They're going to need two along the way someplace.
And it looks like they're going to go for it right now.
Yeah, I think so. Dalbon goes in with the play, so they're going to go for two. So there's trying to sweep, and he's going to throw a pass into the corner, halfback pass, and couldn't get it, unfortunately. So the 2-point conversion is no good, and with the 11:46 left to go in this ball game, 22 to that's 13 now in favor of the. That was a big 2-point conversion there that went awry. So 22 to 13 in favor of the Golden Eagles. And we'll remind you that you're watching exclusive coverage of NU Minor football right here on Touchdown Productions NorCal Game of the Week. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Are you ready to buy or sell your home or property? Placer Title's your local title and escrow company located right here in the heart of Nevada County. We combine the stability of a national insurer with all the benefits of on-site title and escrow professionals. Being voted the best title company by the union readers for the past 7 years is a true testament to our local roots and unparalleled customer service. Stop by one of our 2 convenient locations, and thank you for keeping your business local.
Fourth quarter, and with 11:46 left to go, with the score 22 to 13 in favor of Del Oro, we've got a kickoff, and here with the call is David Kline.
Thank you. And the onside kick, actually, it looks like the Miners might have recovered it. I'm not sure if they actually called if he was down. And actually, it looks like a Del Oro player is down on the field, number 28 for Matt Smart.
Well, he's you can tell he was at the bottom of that pile there, and he ended up getting taking the brunt of all that piling on. Got the ball back. With timeout on the field, I'd like to remind you that you're watching exclusive coverage of minor football right here on Touchdown Productions NorCal Game of the Week. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
With nearly 30 years of proudly serving our community, Auburn Toyota is expanding to offer more new Toyota inventory than ever before. Chances are we have the exact Toyota model you want, ready for you to drive home today. With many years of combined sales experience and hundreds of new Toyota cars, trucks, 4x4s, and SUVs, now is the perfect time to buy at Auburn Toyota. Come see why for generations Foothill Toyota buyers buy from Auburn Toyota, which is why we like to say Auburn Toyota is the place where the customers come back.
And welcome back to the football game. 11:46, Del Oro with a 22-13 lead. And as you see, Matt Smart, the defensive back and wide receiver, the junior, taking a huge hit. The car came out, but he was able to walk off on his own power. And that's good to see. It was a really huge hit, and you never want to see an injury like that. But either way, Del Oro sets up in their offense. First down and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Handoff goes to the back. That's Edwards trying to find the edge and runs into his own lineman and stumbles. And he will lose about a yard or so.
Yeah, the Miners had sniffed that play out on that sweep and was able to stop it over with a loss of about a half a yard.
And Marty, because from that last Nevada Union touchdown, they tried to go for the 2-point conversion and failed, and now it's a 9-point lead. They need the ball back twice.
Exactly, 2 scores. Still got some time, 11:14 left to go.
Del Oro flipping the play. It's a shotgun formation. Gazzaniga takes a snap, looks to his right. Quick throw over his receiver and breaking out. Getting a first down past the 50-yard line. Number 22, Hayden Hoekstra on the catch and run for a first down.
And end on that tackle, number 40 was Garrett Graves, one of the captains for tonight's game. He was able to save that for going for extra yardage.
Now with the ball just inside Nevada Union territory, first down and 10. Gazzaniga in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his right, one to his left. And a busted play or a quarterback draw, it looks like, as Gazzaniga takes a shot at the end of that play.
That's got to be a penalty there. I thought so.
The late flag coming in. And
late hit.
Once again, more personal fouls coming in, affecting the game.
Yep. Yeah, the coach saw it right away. I couldn't see who came over to do that, but it was Very late. And that looks like, after making that great stop on the previous play, that's Graves. They're consoling him with the rest of the team, but that was a tough penalty there.
An official confirmation from the head referee of the personal foul sets up Del Oro with first down and 10 from the 35-yard line. With 10:48 left to go in this football game, Del Oro with the ball up by 9. Gazzaniga hanging the ball off on the draw. Edwards trying to break free, breaks a tackle, and brought it down. And another late flag coming into the game. It was initially about a gain of 1, but another late flag. Let's see what this one's about.
Yeah, they are really losing their cool. Both teams are.
Another personal foul. Yeah. Again on NU.
Boy. 15 yards are hard to come by a lot of times, but you can't give them 2 in a row with the penalties. Wow.
Hayden Lee, the culprit on that personal foul, and you could see walking over the sideline, just got a talking to from his coach. You can't have these kind of mental lapses when you're trying to get the football back and try and come back into this game. So 2 straight personal fouls by the Miners. Pushes Del Oro into the red zone. Setting up first down and 10 from the 19-yard line. And another flag. Oh, I'm sorry, it looks like he was just tossing the flag back to the head referee. I was like to say.
Throw a flag on the head referee. Yeah, he's not going to make too many points doing that.
This referee still is taking his time getting ready.
He's marking that penalty down on who the culprit was. So once again, David, the Miners got themselves in some deep trouble again.
Yeah, after a great offensive series, finding his receiver, I think it was number 13, Cameron Delago, on a 45-yard plus touchdown pass to bring it within 9. A failed 2-point conversion that makes it still a 9-point game. He needed some stops, and 2 straight personal fouls will not do that.
So now they're still discussing something out there. Got to say one thing about the Golden Eagles. They've got a well-balanced attack, both offensively and defensively.
The referee's still jotting some notes down.
Well, with all the personal fouls, he's probably running out of paper out there in his little notebook. Man, oh man. This has been a wild game with these fouls.
Now we're back to playing football. 10:41 running clock. Del Oro with a 22-13 lead, first down and 10 at the 19-yard line of the Miners. Pistol formation for Gazzaniga. Hands it off to his up back.
Oh,
right up the middle, breaks a tackle and into the end zone. Bryce Edwards.
Wow.
And a late flag once again. And that'll be Edwards' 3rd rushing touchdown of the night.
Wow, that hole was so big. He just ran right through it, and nobody laid a hand on him until someone took a cheap shot at him in the end zone. So another flag came out. That's the 3rd one in a row. It'll be on the Miners.
Either way, the touchdown will stand. And pending the extra point, it will be a 28-13 lead for the Del Oro Golden Eagles.
Yeah, it looks like they'll be going for the extra point here.
And it looks like that personal foul against the Miners will be assessed on the kickoff.
And so once again, the Miners will more than likely get bad field position.
The kick is up, and it is good from Connor Calvert, making it a 29-13 game. Del Oro leading. And we'll be right back. You're watching exclusive NU Miner football coverage on the NorCal Game of the Week from Touchdown Productions. And after a third touchdown run from Bryce Edwards, giving Del Oro a 29-13 lead, 10:27 left to go in this final quarter. And after a third straight personal foul penalty by the Miners, the Golden Eagles will be kicking from the 45-yard line of the Miners.
I wouldn't be surprised if they try to do a pooch kick here, because if they kick it into the end zone, it'll come out to the 20. Let's see what they're going to do. No, it's going to go into the end zone, and it'd be out to the 20.
And once again, it sets up the Miner offense with another tough task, this time down by 16. And they got to make plays now or never, Marty.
Yeah, they certainly do. It's not out of reach yet with 10:27 left. You've got two scores and two two-point conversions. You get the game tied, but unfortunately, with all the mistakes they're making and not being able to move the ball, except for that couple of big plays, they're really struggling here. Got to make something happen right now.
First down and 10 from the 20. Dalbon will hand it off, and that's Fay getting the handoff, getting a couple yards, but once again closed down by a swarm of Golden Eagle defenders.
Neely on the stop for the Eagles.
Only gaining a yard, setting up second down and 9 from the 21-yard line. Will Smith lines up only receiver out wide. Dalbon takes a snap, rolls out to his left, takes a shot. He's got his man, Will Smith, wide open. Juggles the catch. He's past the 50, 40, 30. He's got a man to beat. Tries to stiff arm, dragged down at the 20-yard line. Will Smith, huge play.
Well, that was, that was a great pass that the coverage broke down, and he was wide open. Had that pass hit him on the run, it was a touchdown because he had to stop for it, turn around, catch it, which he did, and then took it all the way on down to the 20-yard line. And we have to come up with a Bill Sladen Son Player of the Game award tonight. And so far on defense, Will Smith has done an outstanding job defensively, and now he comes up with a big play. I mean, so far he's got my vote as to being the player of the game.
And now it sets up a huge first down and 10 inside the 20-yard line. The handoff goes to Fay. And wrapped up once again, only getting a couple of yards. Actually, the ball came out, and it looks like Del Oro saying they got it, but the referee signals that.
Yeah, it looks like he was down when the ball came out, and the ground cannot cause a fumble, so. He did a couple of good spin moves right there, and he picked up some extra yardage, but only a couple.
And with that sets up second down and 8 from the 18-yard line. Dalbon under center. Sends his man in motion, gives it off to Nielsen, finds room off the edge, breaks a tackle, rushing and driving into the end zone, and that's pretty close. It's going to be just inside the 5-yard line, right on the goal line. Tyler Nielsen with a nice run.
And he did that all on his own. He had one lead blocker, but he was doing inside-outside move, and he was able to take it down all the way down to the 5-yard line, it looks like, from here.
Now knocking on the goal line once again. It looks like a miscommunication on substitution is.
I'm going to have to call a timeout.
And that is a huge timeout to call in this situation. A huge mistake.
You can see Dennis Houlihan has flipped his cap. He's not a happy camper right now. 10 men on the field there, David. And as soon as they saw that. So.
And we will go to break. We'll be right back for NU knocking on the goal line. You're watching exclusive coverage of NU Miner football right here on Touchdown Productions, NorCal Game of the Week.
Thank you, Doug.
saving the whole rodeo. And we're back. 8:19 left to go in this football game. The NU Miners knocking on the goal line with a 16-point deficit in front of them, needing a score right now.
Looks like the Miners are fired up a little bit in that huddle. They're on the move.
Dalbon handing it off to Fay, trying to find room. Fay gets close to the goal line, just short. And it will be second down and goal, literally just inside the 1 yard line.
Burchin on that tackle saved the touchdown. He's had quite a game tonight. Senior, 6 foot, 215 pounds.
Clock still ticking. Under 7:40 now. Dalbon under center in the wing T, actually in an I formation. Handing it off to his running back. And into the end zone is Dawson Fay. Now it's 19-29, NU trailing.
No doubt about that one. He drove it into the end zone, and now they'll go for 2.
Owen Dalbon getting the call from the sideline from Dennis Houlihan. He's got the play, and this is a big 2-point conversion. If they fail, it's still a 2-point. It's still a 2-possession game.
Yes.
But if they convert, it's an 8-point game. Dalbon under center. Fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, nowhere to go, facing some pressure. Has to get rid of it. Starts to roll back, runs into the referee, and he's finally dragged down.
Wow, that referee caused that.
And that was an odd play. He had to evade the referee and ending up making the tackle, Colin Rosenberg.
The thing is, the referee was back 30 yards behind the play, but poor ball was running.
Yeah, and now with a 10-point lead, Del Oro getting the football back. Unless the Nevada Union decides to go with an onside kick, you're watching exclusive coverage of NU Miner football right here on Touchdown Productions, NorCal Game of the Week.
B&C knows the value of a good story, so make sure you have all the lighting in the house you need to read them. Then check out their selection of EGO battery-operated tools and pick up a loper and get the pruner free. And don't forget about our feathered friends. B&C carries a large selection of feeders and birdseed. Then check out their new collection of bath items. Write your story this week with the help of B&C.
And now back 7:33 left in this football game. Del Oro with a 10-point lead over the NU Miners after a Dawson Fay touchdown rush and a failed 2-point conversion. Marty, do you see the Miners winning with an onside kick right here?
Well, the Del Oro thinks they're going to do it. They got two receivers deep, but there it is. Yep, it's going to be caught right away.
Dalbon with a very short kick and a very easily catchable kick, actually making the catch of the quarterback, Gazaniga. And now Del Oro, once again with decent field position, will start at their own 45-yard line.
That ball's got to be kicked higher and give his own players a chance to run underneath it. They were still 5 yards away from when that ball was caught, so they had no chance, especially with the hands team out there for Del Oro.
Now 7:33 left in the go in this football game. Another big defensive opportunity for the Miners to try and get this ball back. Gazaniga sets up in the shotgun on 1st down and 10. Play action. I'm sorry, that's not Gazaniga. That's actually Jared. He goes deep and finds his man wide open down the sideline. And Guzman making the catch inside the 25-yard line. 1st down for Del Oro.
It looks like the Miner defensive back, and that is Graves. He kind of tripped and lost his balance, and that left the receiver wide open down the sideline.
A huge play for the Del Oro offense. So once again, they're going deep into Miner territory. Jarrett on the quarterback draw, taking himself. He's got room, He sheds a tackler as he's getting dragged, and he's going to walk in the end zone.
Oh, man, what a play.
Another Del Oro touchdown.
That was the quarterback keeper. Once he got into the secondary, it was there's no stopping him.
And Jared did a great job of just breaking through the hole and just powering through the end zone, giving Del Oro now a 35-19 lead with 7:07 left to go. Calvert on to kick the extra point. Snap is down. It looks good. It is up, and it is good. Calvert giving Del Oro the 36-19 lead over the Miners. We'll be right back. You're watching exclusive coverage of NU Miner football right here on Touchdown Productions NorCal Game of the Week.
B&C knows the.
Hey, hon, remember the guys are coming over later to watch the game.
Make a play for winning trays from Portisubs. We have the perfect tray for every game and every fan. So use your app or order online today.
Make Portisubs your destination.
And back here at Golden Eagle Stadium, Del Oro holding a 36-19 lead over the NU Miners with 7:07 left to go in this football game. After a big run by Carson Jarrett, the quarterback, for another touchdown. The kick going all the way back and getting his Nielsen as he brings that out only to the 20-yard line and hit by a bunch of Del Oro defenders.
Yeah, that was quite three tacklers got him on that one. For not much of a gain on the return.
And now down by 17, Nevada Union, are going to have to get the ball moving, and they're going to have to get it moving pretty quickly. Stalbon comes into the huddle. Breaks the huddle. Coming out under center. Has his man in motion. Hands it off to the Uckback, and has some room, makes a spin, but can't evade the defender, Dawson Fay, on the carry.
That looked like number 4. There was a ball. I couldn't tell. He's came in for. Was that 4? Yeah. Fay was the ball carrier, and the lead block was in there by Gonzalez.
Second down and 4. Dalbon rolls out to his right, throws it out wide. Nice catch, nice throw, finding his target, Hayden Fay, getting the first down for Nevada Union.
They were a little down and out for the first down. They probably should have been using that a lot more times tonight, because that looked like pretty easy completion.
I mean, you think at this point they're going to have to throw the football a lot.
Yeah, right.
Down by 17 with less than almost 6 minutes left to go in this game. Sets up first down and 10. Dalbon under center has his man in motion. Hands it off to Nielsen up the middle and dragged down from behind close to the first down marker, only gaining about 7 or 8.
Rogers in on that tackle for the Golden Eagles.
And no real sense of urgency really from the Miners. Second down and 4. Dalbon rolling once again, finding Fay, tiptoeing at the sideline, making the first down grab out past the 50-yard line into Golden Eagle territory.
Another first down, that same down and out pass, and right to the sideline, steps out of bounds with a first down, and would have liked to have seen that play in the first quarter.
Fay still the target out wide. Dalbon under center. Play action. Facing immediate pressure. Evades a defender. Rolling. There's nowhere to go. The flag is down in the secondary. Is Dalbon still finding somewhere to go. Looks downfield and finds his man Nielsen. Wide open past the 20-yard line. But once again, the flag was thrown in the secondary. We'll have to see what the call is.
It might have been defensive holding. That flag was thrown early while all the scrambling was going on.
And it looks like it will be against Del Oro.
And they'll take the play on that as Coach Houlihan signaled right away. And we want that play because it was a great play, and they got good first down yardage on it.
What a play about Dalbon, evading multiple defenders, scrambling out and finding his receiver.
Yeah, they had a full court press on that pass rush from Del Oro, and because they know that what the Miners are going to do is pass that ball. And they had a blitz.
Now sets up first down and 10 at the 22-yard line. Dalbon takes a snap, play action once again. Looking, has his man wide open. Oh, and he dropped it. Hayden Fay had a for sure touchdown grab, and he couldn't hang on to it.
It might have been tipped in there by the defender, and that was Bell, I believe, number 21. And it just knocked it out of his hands, or he just dropped it. So that had touchdown written all over it.
Missed opportunity for the Miners once again. 5:09 left to go. Miners trying to come back from a 19-36 deficit. Dalbon under center. Rolls out to his left. Ton of pressure, but throws it back. Oh, and his receiver drops it once again. That's Delago.
Screen pass to Delago, and
actually, Delago picked it up and ran, but we're not seeing a signal from the referees.
Did he catch it off the ground?
He might have. It looks like Delago just dropped it.
That's what I thought. That screen pass was set up nicely, and they had let the rush come in, and now they're saying it's incomplete. So it'll be second down and about 10.
It should be third down
now, right.
Now Dalbon coming into the huddle. It's Hayden Fay going out to the far side of the field. Going to line up out wide. Dalbon under center now. This man's motion. Rolls out to his left, facing some pressure up in the pocket. Floats it up to his receiver and picks off. Del Oro defense making the plays defensively. And making the play, number 25, Charlie Rogers.
21.
I'm sorry, number 21, Frank Bell, the defensive back right there. And with that pick, that surely seals this game, don't you think, Marty?
I think so. That was one thing that they didn't need. Well, they didn't need any more penalties, and they didn't need an interception. But limping off the field for the Benjamin Leatherer. He's it looks like he's got a bad ankle there.
Limping off with some help from the trainers.
So 1st and 10 for the Golden Eagles with 4:54 left.
And Jarrett back in at quarterback. Gives the handoff to his up back. Only gaining a couple of yards. On the carry. Looks like it's Bryce Edwards.
Got some new numbers in there for the Miners as on defense. I think what will happen now is that with that interception and Del Oro with the ball, they're just going to run this clock out, I believe. That'd be the smart thing to do.
Just under 4:20, 2nd down and 10. Jared takes a snap. Handoff once again up the middle. Bryce Edwards once again making a carry, getting about 5 yards. And as we wind down this game, Marty, we have to talk about our potential player of the game. Who are you thinking right now?
Well, I said earlier Will Smith with his defensive play in the secondary and a couple of good yardage catches. I mean, there were just so many mistakes made by the Miners tonight. Offensively, they really didn't. They had a couple of scores in there, but I don't know. I kind of go with Will Smith, but You make the call. You're running the show here on this.
That's my
quarter.
pick right there. Bryce Edwards breaking off the big play past the 50-yard line.
Yep. That's number 11, but it's on the wrong uniform. Boy, he's had quite a game tonight too, huh?
3 touchdown rushes for Bryce Edwards. Breaking off another big one, giving Del Oro first down into NU territory.
And Will Smith came up and ran him out of bounds, so he's still in there working hard on defense.
Just under 3 minutes now. Del Oro with a 36-19 lead. Taking their sweet time as Carson Jarrett coming back into the huddle.
They'll run the clock as long as they can here.
He's literally walking into the huddle. Actually, Del Oro's look like they're going to call a timeout. So, with 2:46 up to play, Del Oro holding a 17-point lead over the NU Miners. You're watching exclusive coverage of NU Miner football right here on Touchdown Productions, NorCal Game of the Week.
This week, SBD serves up rib steaks, fresh drumsticks, and pork spare ribs. As usual, the SPD butchers are at both locations to offer you tips on preparing your family meals. And with the weekly specials, you'll see real savings on fresh local produce and mini products throughout the store. So shop where your neighbors shop at SPD Markets in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
In back, 2:46 left to go. Jarrett in the shotgun formation. Play action. Gets a block rolling out to his right, finding his receiver wide open in the flat and has yards to run. Cuts it back and walking into the end zone. Another Del Oro touchdown. This time Connor Keeley on the reception.
Wow, I mean, I thought they were going to be able to run the clock out, and look at that. They're pouring it on here. Boy, that's got to be a heartbreaker because it looked like it was going to be a fake handoff over the left side, and he kept the ball rolled out to his right and found his receiver down the sideline, and then he turned on the afterburner. Who was that?
Keeley on the reception.
Neely again, huh?
Now Calvert on once again to kick up the extra point.
Yeah, I've been calling to me that looks like a 10. So I'm sorry, Will Myers. I gave you too much credit.
Kick is up and no good. He hooked it once again, so still Del Oro with a 42-19 lead, 2:35 left to go in this football game. We'll be right back. You're watching exclusive coverage of NU Miner football right here on Touchdown Productions, NorCal Game of the Week.
B&C.
Are you ready to buy or sell your home or property? Placer Title is your local title and escrow company located right here in the heart of Nevada County. We combine the stability of a national insurer with all the benefits of on-site title and escrow professionals. Being voted the best title company by the union readers for the past 7 years is a true testament to our local roots and unparalleled customer service. Stop by one of our 2 convenient locations and thank you for keeping your business local.
Welcome back with 2:35 left. We've got Dan Miller and Jeff Flynn, the KNCO AM 830, your Miners radio station, giving the broadcast here tonight, and they're standing up and watching the clock tick. So with the kickoff, go ahead and take it away.
Kickoff goes up, and Nielsen will just watch it go over his head, and a touchback.
Yeah, this is our last time for Touchdown Productions, and more than likely also KNCO, to be here at Del Oro Stadium with a new league that's being formed, and the Miners will be moving into what they call the Tri-County Conference next year, and so they'll be out of the playing against Del Oro, and they're probably real happy with that right now.
Yeah, they are. Now, and you're coming back on offense with new quarterback Justin Gardner, the 6'3", 175-pound sophomore, taking the snap under center, handing it off to his back, gaining a couple of yards.
And, yeah, that was Gonzalez on the carry.
2:17.
Diego Miller in on the tackle for the Eagles, and clock continues to run, and I think we've come to a conclusion here with our Bill Slayton Sons Player of the Game Award. And like we said earlier, it looks like Will Smith will be the recipient of that, number 11, for his defensive and offensive work here tonight in a losing cause, unfortunately. But some good things will come out of this game for the Miners. But it's the penalties they're going to have to work on.
The penalties, especially defensively. Minute 38 left to go in this football game. Del Oro holding a 42-19 lead over the Miners. Taking the snap and rolling out to his right is Gardner, and taking it himself, breaking the edge and getting out of bounds, stopping the clock. He's close to that first down marker.
And we were talking about earlier the 6'9" junior, 310-pound, number 76, Dylan Hart is in the ball game. He stands out.
You can point him out a mile away.
A man among boys out there.
That's massive.
Man, he is huge. Look how he's at least a foot taller than most of the players out there. Number 4 is 5'7". That's Gonzalez, junior, 153 pounds. He doubles his weight. So was there a flag on that play?
I'd say the referees are chatting about it. Maybe they're coming out to measure the ball. The third down rush.
Oh, that's what they're going to measure.
Gardner. Pretty close on the marker, but assuming nothing spectacular happens, Nevada Union will drop to 2-4 on the year, while Del Oro will improve to 4-2 on the year. And Marty, what are your takeaways from this game? As he's going to be just short and it would be fourth down.
Well, like I had mentioned earlier, the Miners had some good positive things, some things here tonight. And they, but like we mentioned before, the penalties and, well, of course they're going up against a great team in these Eagles, and they're going to drop to 0-2 in the conference.
Fourth down and 123 left to go in the football game. Gardner under center. Sends his man in motion, giving the handoff to Gonzalez. Breaks the edge and getting the first down yardage, getting bounced out of bounds.
So next week the Miners will, I don't know if they're on the road or at home next week. They're at home. They have a home game next week against Wood Creek. Wood Creek is also 0-2, so one of the teams will come away with a win next week and have a single win in the SFL, which are really tough to get.
Gonzalez once again getting the handoff on the right-hand side and swarmed and brought down immediately for no gain.
So everybody's getting a chance to play on both teams. Shuffling players in and out here.
Second down and 10, just under a minute. Taking the handoff and brought down once again immediately. Number 30 on the carry. Santiago Sanchez Lane.
Well, the clock continues to run with third down and 9, and they're not stopping it, so this probably could be the last play of the game right here.
Gardner taking the snap, dropping back, looks to his left, and tipped incomplete. Bring up fourth down, getting the tip on that play defensively. Carson Westlake.
Well, you might as well, with 22 seconds left, you might as well go for it on fourth down. If you don't get it, then Golden Eagles will probably take a knee. But I said that last time they're going to run the clock out, and they threw a 35-yard touchdown pass.
Gardner coming back out into the huddle, and that's all indications looking like they are going to go for it on fourth down. Gardner under center takes the snap, dropping back. Looks to his left, takes a shot, has a receiver, and underthrown. And actually coming up with a catch is his receiver, number 34, Kevin Kayabyib. However you say that.
Well, I gave up on it early. So
That's a great catch, though.
Right, it certainly was. The defender had it in his hands for a minute. It popped out, and Kevin came up with it.
Small victories to take away from this game for NU. 15 seconds left to go. First down and 10 from the 31-yard line of Del Oro. Clock running now. Handoff to Gonzalez. Cuts it back up the middle, making it past the line of scrimmage, gaining a yard or so, and that will wrap it up as the clock hits zeros. Del Oro with a 42-19 win over the Nevada Union Miners. Del Oro improving to 4-2 on the year. Nevada Union dropping to 2-4 on the year.
So our player of the game tonight, as we mentioned earlier, was Will Smith, number 11, for the Bill Sladen Sons player of the game. Good job on defense and offense tonight. He was a standout performer. As both teams shake hands and come off the field, got any final thoughts that you want to throw in here just before we go?
I mean, just Del Oro just dominating the ball, and NU missed opportunities all the way around, but still there are small things you can take from this victory if you're NU as they go into the next game.
So NU 0-2 to start here in the league play. They got a chance next week to get a big victory. Our final score, which was just mentioned, was 42-19. And for all of us here at Touchdown Productions, thank you for watching this game tonight, and we'll see you next week as a tentative schedule looks like it could go to Bear River and Lincoln. Both teams are starting the PVL season, and so an exciting game coming up. So, and for Gil Dominguez, David Kline, this is Marty Mortensen saying thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week on your NorCal Game of the Week.